Thank you for watching us on this week's Shabbat Shalom. As we visited this lovely river, the river has crest back. As God itself is awake this morning and is watching over us as the sundown comes and this afternoon comes, the river would then crease back onto the shore like God is the provider. God is everything. Look at the oysters next to the crease of the bed. God provides for the beasts. He provides and gives to the crying raven. God is the Almighty. The book of Esther's main author's purpose was to write about how the yearly festival of Purim started and was to make people remember the saving of the Jewish people from the King Esther's reign. The book shows both the start of festival and why it should be continued to be and celebrated. This week will mark many of the Jewish people celebrating Purim. People will come together in public venue exchanging gifts of foods and drinks. Public recitation of the scroll of the Esther book. Purim, people will dress up in costume, saving a momentous memory of Hanan of Persian. This week, biblical integration gives us four purposes. An earth that is deification of earth. We were given the task of stewardship for earth. In the very first book of the Bible, I am speaking about the book of Genesis, God places Adam in a garden. The garden intended to watch over it, Genesis 2:15. Of course, people are capable of caring for earth, but God tasks us to create himself, create us to be significant, and assign this task to people that he has created. Anyone who has tended a garden or helped clean up a city streets or planted a new tree has likely felt the joy of tasks. Number two, God gave us people authority over his creation. Not only did he does so with this task purpose with tending and caring for his earth. He gives us the dominion of authority over his creation. Then God said, let us as human being in our image to be like him. They will reign over the fish and the seas and the birds in the sky and the livestock and the wild animals on earth and small animals and just, along the way, everything that's scurry on the ground. Genesis 1:26 talks about humans are God's special creation, how to show how much we value us. He gave us the task of using our minds, bodies, and resources to be good leaders of to the rest of the world and its creation. Number three, God needs Sabbaths. Our Sabbath, God demands Sabbaths to rest on his earth. All of his creations was made with the need to breathe, to rest. Even very on the ground, the needs to refresh it, replenish it, ability to produce good things out of it. When you see a plot of land that was used or to be used, one has old junk, a waste ground that's been turned into flower garden. Earth needs to renew itself. The Bible speaks of this in Leviticus when God tells his people of Israel, when you have entered the land, I am giving you the land itself must be observed of a Sabbath rest before the Lord every seventh year. For the 6th year, you may plant your fields and prune your vineyards and harvest your crops. But during the 7th year, he says, you must have a Sabbath year to complete the rest. It is the Lord's Sabbath. Do not plant your fields or prune your fields or vineyards during this year. Number 4, God wants us to enjoy what he has created for us, not to defile it or defile his people. Since God granted us the dominion over his creation, we have a right to use what we need from it on earth. He give us the authority to use the creation for food and shelter and many, many other things, but not to abuse the important aspect of life. He also cautioned us against the liberties with the gifts. The Jeremiah, God says, brought you into the fertile land to eat fruit and rich and produce, but you came and defiled my land and made it inheritances undefiled. This is a warning to us. The earth will and is valuable God creation and provision rather than us to waste it and defile it. This week's sponsorship is brought to you by the shirt. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, y'all. Shirt. Sponsored by Jessica Burton, a.k.a. Fatima. Please look at the hashtag below, Jessica Burton Fatima, to order some shirts.